Hey everybody, it's Sarah. Welcome back to day 5 of my summer craft challenge. Today's prompt is an 8.5 by 11 layout. So I am doing that, starting off with a piece of white cardstock. This, I believe, is from Stampin' Up! And I'm going to be scrapping two 4x6 portrait photos. And obviously when you are using photos that size on a 8.5 by 11 layout, a lot of your real estate is taken up by those photos, which is fine by me. So I'm going to mount the pictures on a piece of scrap white cardstock. And I just trimmed them down so that they are closer to 3 3/4 inch as opposed to 4 inches. So I'm going to mount them on there, and then taking scraps from my scrap bin, as well as some new papers that I just got from the Chamel Sparkle City collection. I'm going to lay those out and adhere them to my background, or at least I will soon. I decided that there needed to be some contrast between the photos on the pattern paper, and so I decided to put the red paper behind them. And the photos are going to be crooked, but the red mat itself will be an even mat. So I lay these papers down. I have inked the edges the way that I like to do it. And I'm just going to trim this off, and then, I don't know why I didn't edit this out. And then I will look at placement again for the photos. And then when I laid it back down, I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more layers behind the photo. So I'm actually going to take that yellow that you see off to the left, and I'm going to mat that whole block. And I really like how that looks. If you can't tell from the video, the pattern paper that is on the background are little fun, very unhealthy foods. We've got some fries, some burgers, and some pop or soda. And I thought that the red and the yellow mounted together looked like the fry containers that are on the layout, and also reminded me of mustard and ketchup. So I'm going to just ink the edges a little bit, give it a little definition between the two layers, and then I'm going to adhere the yellow just right there on top of that red piece of paper. And that's really where the photos will end up being, that photo block. It's a very quick, simple layout. This is nothing that needs a profound story told behind it. It's just my husband. He was being silly at a restaurant. And so I thought, okay, this is going in the book. Now, I really loved that blue that I have there in the kind of the center of the layout. And I needed a little something there off to the left. I felt like the page didn't really have a grounding on that side. So I just take a very small strip of this blue pattern paper. It's a very old one. I can't even remember who it's by. I got it in a sale bin at a craft store. So I'm just going to adhere that little strip right down there on the side. So before the video started, I went through and pulled out some embellishments and things that I wanted to audition for the layout. And one of them was this little frame. And that frame actually came in a collection by Fancy Pants. I can't remember the name, but there was, it had a lot of not rainbows, rain boots and umbrellas and beautiful little flower clusters. But anyway, that frame was in the die cut pack, and I really like it. So I'm just going to adhere this blue piece down. Wasn't going to mess around with it. I knew that's where I wanted it to go. And now I'm going to figure out really what is going to go in that framed element. And as I said before, I don't have anything profound to say. It's really going to be a placeholder for my title. And my title is really going to also be used as my journaling as well. I loved this little rainbow, but I just couldn't make it work. But I thought I'd try it in all the spots. So here I am adhering this frame to a piece of scrap white paper that I will then cut out around it and spare you from having to watch that. I try to keep as much of my process in there as I can without including the boring stuff. Right now, the program that I'm using to edit my videos is not allowing me to speed up the process of the video itself and allow me to see it while I do a voiceover. So if anybody out there uses Lightworks, I do use the free version. I really like it. I've self-taught myself how to do this, but I can't seem to play back my video sped up and do a voiceover to it, which is kind of annoying. But here I'm starting to put the elements together in the little cluster around the photo. And some of the bits I will adhere right flat, and then some of the other elements I will be using pop dots. And so what the little elements are is I have the Chamel Sparkle City little sticker book, and in that are burger icons and French fry icons and soda pop. And so I decided, what better way? My husband and I splurged on our way up to the cottage one night and went and got some French fries and some burgers. And so it's a perfect opportunity to use those little bits and pieces. So, actually, one of those burgers was from a very old Dear Lizzie collection. I think it was called Saturday. I think it was that collection. So there are the fries, and I'm going to adhere the lower part to the layout, and I'm going to pop up the top part of the French fries. So I've got 2 burgers, some French fries up there, and really that cluster is there also to cover up the fact that the scrap of paper that I used of the yellow was not evenly cut across the bottom. There had elements of it had already been cut away before, but I knew I could, fiddle around it and cover that spot up. So this is a little sticker or die cut rather, and I think it says what matters most, and that is where it is going to live. And I thought it was really cute. So from there, I'm going to build just a little cluster down there eventually. This is a die cut from my stash. Well, actually, everything's from my stash, but a die cut from a while ago. I think it's from an old Amy Tangerine collection. It just says fun. And this is going to start building my title. And I'm going to spare you as much as I can watching me move that word dinner, which that's what that red little die cut is. It's from an old Felicity Jane collection kit. I think it was their Christmas kit of 2017. It says dinner. I move that thing around so much, but I did not include it because nobody needs to see that. So down here, I am going back to building up that little cluster. And I've got 2 of the soda pop cans, or a soda pop can and a glass of soda, or pop, as we say here in Michigan. And I am just popping up that second little French fry packet, or die cut. And I really like how that ended up looking down there. I thought it was really cute. I was happy that I got to again use these icons. I'm loving this adhesive, and I just ordered on Amazon. This is the Kokuyo, and the dispenser that I've been using, I've mentioned it in a couple other videos, is a lot larger than my Tombow adhesive runner, but I found on Amazon the smaller one, so that should be coming any day now. And I got some refills really at a nice price too, so I'm excited for that. So I think there's going to be one other little element that eventually I'm going to put down there. I think it's a little burger. But this little die cut says love this or heart this, and I just thought it was perfect because I do. I love him, and I loved the food that we ate that day. It's on a pink background, and at first I thought, well, there's no other pink on here, but as I started looking at the pattern paper, there are elements of pink in the some of the little drawings that are on the paper. So now I'm officially taking the sticky off the back of the die cuts and stickers themselves. I've learned my lesson. This is what, the fifth video that I've done. I finally learned my lesson not to take the sticky off the back until I am sure that I want them down there, because those dimensionals are super sticky. So just inking the edges of the word fun. And I pulled out from my alphas some old Felicity Jane puffy stickers. These are in a really light blue and navy blue stripe. And I thought it would be really nice. My title is eventually going to read Fun Dinner with My Fry Guy. And I, again, spare you from having to watch me manipulate those alpha stickers. Really, it's the word my. But just know, it took me a good 10 minutes. Peel them off, peel them on, or place them on. Peel them back off, move them around. Relay them out. Try to straighten them. They're a great size letter, and I think they look adorable. It just ended, I just couldn't make it work in that funny little area. And that little dinner, what I'm playing with right now, that became annoying. So as I said, I spared you all having to watch that. I ended up putting that little dinner banner right across the bottom of the photo next to the word fun. And now I'm just adding some big red letters from American Crafts that are going to spell out the word guy. And I will eventually come in with a little block letter, I believe also in red. Yes. And that will be what I spell out with my in. So as I said, the title will read Fun Dinner with My Fry Guy. And there I'm just peeling them off the wax paper where I like to test run it. Especially in that type of space, you kind of want to make sure it fits before you take all the letters off the backing. And I think those little letters are from an Echo Park sticker sheet where they include the little alphas. So I'm just admiring my handiwork there. This is where I thought I was going to peel off that pink Love This. And now I'm just showing you a close-up. See, this was super simple, super easy. So this was day 5. I hope you guys are playing along. I'm loving this, and please check back for day 6. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.